Greetings and salutes, everyone, and welcome back to Talking Tactical here on my delightful little airsoft channel. Yeah, if most of you saw the short today, it's kind of a rough one. There is something in that one that I mentioned in that short that I did want to address, and I think I'm not going to speak for all airsofters on this one, but I have a bone to pick. And it wasn't about the people not calling their hits. I have a bone to pick with Elite Force. Customizing on my own rifle, having faults and technical issues, that's on me for not doing extra little things or things that I need to diagnose and adjust because I gutted an entire gearbox and changed the whole thing. So, that's me. Totally me. But I gotta fix that. I know this. But the MP5 SD6 was going to get ran today for the first time on the field. I say was because leading up and prepping for everything, I come to find out that all the mid-cap magazines that I have for this MP5 do not stay locked in when in the magazine well. I could jolt it sufficiently or just lightly tap the magazines and they would fall back out. They would not lock in. 2 mid-cap magazines I received from Team Shadow in the mystery box swap, and I did confirm, even though the packaging was not labeled properly, that those were Elite Force H&K licensed mid-cap magazines. I bought 4 other ones from another retailer. Again, Elite Force brand H&K licensed mid-cap magazines, polymer style, $10 each. Think you're catching a deal. Apparently, I'm getting ripped off. Because, come to what I can figure out, the indent in the side of the magazine that locks into the magazine release so it doesn't fall back out is spaced and sized differently on these plastic Elite Force brand H&K licensed mid-cap magazines. Made for the replica that I was trying to use them on. And they don't work. So if this somehow gets to Elite Force or somebody sends it up the chain, please do. Because that's 90% of my frustration. It's one of my dream replicas that I had, and I was super excited to use it, and I pretty much can't. Oh, and let's put the cherry on top of this scenario. Yes, I did try using the high-capacity magazine that came with it in the box that does lock in. But guess what? It doesn't feed. Winding it all the way and properly and everything? Nope. Doesn't work. So, I'm essentially in this one going to address Elite Force in this statement. And pardon the French. Sorry, not sorry. But Elite Force, what the fuck? Seriously, like, I am legitimately pissed off about this. Makes no fucking sense. At all. I haven't gone on too many legit, like, I'm pissed rants ever on this channel, but this, I am fucking mad. I have no other way of stating it. So, again, if Elite Force somehow sees this, and I kind of hope they do, what the fuck? No other way of cutting words about it. This is bullshit. Now I have to go and spend more money or try to adjust and fix these by modifying them, by filing or using a Dremel on them to make them work, or buy another brand magazine and hope it locks in and fits properly. Which, who knows? But now I have to buy more expensive stuff that's not even made specifically by the company who made this replica, where these mid-caps were. which makes no sense. That's where most of today's frustrations came about. Again, I don't think I'm speaking for all airsofters because I don't know how many people had this issue. But, yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way first thing out of the gate tonight. Because I think that is people not calling their hits. Yeah, it's frustrating, but it's just going to happen. It always will, always has. Main reason why I'm most upset about that is it was during a full auto game. When everybody was on full auto. I was allowed to do full auto. Using Tina. I know they felt that. So, that can be brushed by. It's the fact that it's a brand new replica that I have that I couldn't use because the accessories for it that are supposed to work for it didn't work. So, rant done. Got that off my chest, weight off shoulders. All right. I needed a vent, and I'm pretty sure all of you out there have had some sort of issue like that pop up with a brand new replica of any type. That just you buy accessories by the same company that are supposed to be for it, and they just don't work the way they are intended to. Designed by said company for said replica. It just, yeah. So, moving on from that. Again, welcome, guys, to Talking Tactical. I'm going to skip past a lot of the tertiaries. I'm going to do one plug, I swear, outside of the subscriber stuff. So, let's get this out of the way. And then, hopefully all of you did your homework and brought your replica that doesn't exist that you would like to be made to this discussion, because we're going to talk. I got mine ready. I hope you got yours. So, let's get this out of the way. We're at 804 subscribers, guys. So close to that 1,000 subscriber goal, where we'll set up everything and try to raise money to get that $150,000 mystery box truck, and I'll give it all back to you guys through random giveaways until everything is gone. So, let's get that done. Let's get that rolling. Pump up them numbers, dude, because you're all awesome. You're all amazing. And you all brought me this far. Let's take it further. Share, thumbs up, like the videos, do all the good stuff. And coming up September 28th in Charleston, South Carolina, at Charleston Airsoft. Operation Shadowlands, an event by Team Shadow Airsoft. Tickets are limited, 30 per team. From what I understand, the team of Last Hope is almost sold out, but there are plenty of others remaining. So guys, get your tickets now. They're $95 each. There's a link down in the description of the stream for TeamShadowAirsoft.com. Go get your tickets for Team Shadow Airsoft and their event, Operation Shadowlands. I'm going to be there. There's going to be a whole bunch of other people in the airsoft community. They're going to be there. They're peppered throughout YouTube, techs, other just content creators, reviewers, everything. We're all going to hang out, have a good time. So guys, make sure you come out September 28th in Charleston, South Carolina, and play some airsoft. So, now that we kind of breezed through the start, got a rant out of the way, did a shortened tertiaries, all that stuff. Let's just get into the nitty gritty. So, for those of you who are there, I see you, young one. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Who did their homework? Who did their homework and thought, wondered, went through their brain case and found that one replica that nobody makes, that you can't get on the market anywhere, that you want to see created in airsoft form so you could take it out on the field, modify, do whatever you want to it. But what would you guys like to see in the market? There's all sorts of advancements internally, externally, but we all still have the basic stuff, the M4s, the well-trotted things from movies, the John Wick replicas, all sorts of things. But there's still select stuff that just doesn't exist. Just doesn't exist. Like, yeah, you might be able to buy another replica, buy a mod kit that's 3D printed from somebody, and piece it together, modify it, make it look like it, but it just doesn't do the same hit. It doesn't function completely. It's not a 1-to-1 scale of what you would like. So, that being said, what would you guys like to see? I see Mr. Henry Tinkler already put one up in the chat. And trust me, guys, we will get into mine. Don't fear. I will bring it up. I already have it. It's in here. I know it. If you hang out in the Discord enough, you've heard me talk about it. It is what it is. But Mr. Henry Tinkler, you put in Mal's pistol from Firefly. Now, yes, I totally agree. I think, honestly, as a cosplay prop market, Airsoft is not taking full reign of this. There are some stuff out there. There's, like I said, the John Wick stuff. There's the Resident Evil stuff. There's the occasional touch and go here. Like I don't remember who makes it, but there's the Mad Max shoot gun that you can get. There's certain ones out there, but there's not always a dead set replica for specific stuff like Firefly, which honestly I think in the airsoft community, sci-fi nerds and airsoft really work together and can commingle well, especially on that front. But Mal's pistol from Firefly, that would be cool. The only thing that I see flaws and issues in getting around the design is loading mechanism and how many rounds it could actually hold. Which are all issues that you can come across with any far-fetched film, video game, or TV show based replicas. But I totally agree. Mal's pistol from Firefly, if you could make it work and have it functional entirely how it's supposed to, dude, solid pick. All right, Mr. Grundy dies, the trippy hippie himself. Who did come out with me to the game day. Got some time in. Heat almost killed both of us. Ugh, it was bad. But besides from other issues. But that gun from Fallout New Vegas. I wish I could narrow down which one you're exactly talking about. It's kind of vague. There's a lot of stuff from New Vegas. Are we talking about the one from the cover? I mean, yeah. I think actually there's a way that is already out there. It just is externally not visually correct. I know in the past we've talked about cosplay style stuff and has been, this isn't my number one. Trust me, I will prattle off a list and we'll leave my number one for closer to near the end. But a smart gun from Aliens. It's made out of an MG42, which does exist as an airsoft replica already. But just that little extra work to give it the motorcycle grip, make it function correctly and look right. And you don't have to do a full-on like gimbal style rig, but something that would kind of be equivalent, but in more of a sling sense, just so it was more operational friendly for anybody who actually wants to purchase it. I think that one is a really, really good choice. Really good choice if we want to stay on the movie TV front. But I mean, me personally, I think there's been a lot of strides and new things that have come up, like the Gustav. That one did not see that coming for airsoft. But I mean, oh, there was another one that I had right on the tip of my tongue. Ah, yes. One that is created in a 3D sense that you could buy secondhand, that is a heavily modified 3D print. But I would like to see more stuff like the Doom shotgun specifically the super shotgun, on more of a realistic scale level, because the one that you can currently get through the only ways that I've seen is like through Etsy and stuff or something like that, some secondhand seller, because somebody 3D prints these things and they're like $400, but they are a shotgun that fires 40 millimeter grenade shower shells. Extreme, cool, but not terribly practical. We got some more awesome folks flooding in here. We got the Cutter. Which, Cutter, I already mentioned the smart gun for you in this list of replicas that don't exist but should. I got you covered, brother. Got you covered. Ghost, what's going on? Jason, good to see you, buddy. Cutter, 3D printing has made things just imagine a reality. Yes, but I think I said this before you came in. What I was trying to allude to with this list of things is in more of the sense of what type of replica that you would want to see that is fully built out. Not one that you could 3D print or modify, but is already made complete from a manufacturer, functioning exactly how you think it should, or it would in the airsoft world. So, like, currently, I can tell you, here's a good example, actually, of one that you can get, but if you're looking for a specific style like I would be, it's kind of tricky. What's up, DJ? Good to see you, buddy. But the RoboCop Auto 9. Yes, you can get one in a full polymer version, I believe from the overseas land. It's usually like all in the Japanese spec internally, so there would be heavily internal modifications that need to be made to bring it to our spec. But it's expensive. The other way of making that is you have to buy the pieces separately and modify it. Now, back in the day, they did make a full metal replica that was also stupidly expensive, but it was a full metal one that was gas blowback, all that fun jazz. That returning would also be a good one. At least in a affordable sense, if possible. If we could do that, that would be great. And also, guys, conversations like this happen a lot over on the Task Force Shrubbery Discord. I plugged a link there in the chat. If you were not already a part of it, go ahead, click the link, join the Discord, and join the conversation with a bunch of other weirdos just like me. Wow. That conversation took a turn into another language. Okay. Okay. I would love that we got one in from Ghost of a replica that doesn't exist that he thinks should. I would love to see a Desperado gun. Whoa. Now, all right. This is a discussion that we can take deep into a level. If you guys know the movie, you know. So, Ghost, direct question in this. Are you talking the rocket launcher one, the machine gun ones, or do you want the guitar case that has the false bottom just filled with other airsoft guns that comes preloaded? Like, that's could be a specialized collection that you could buy that would be stupid expensive, but it would be really cool. Create the whole entire thing. Have one company that makes all these different replicas, load that thing with replicas from everything in that guitar case. Or get the rocket launcher one that shoots shower shells like the Gustav. Or you get the machine gun one, which I think that's the one you're going for, where the dude's walking around and the guitar case is the gun. Okay, the machine gun one. As I kind of figured you were initially going with, but I figured throw the curveball in there are the other options. I mean, obviously, guitar case, false bottom with a bunch of other airsoft guns in it. You can make that yourself. You really could. Jason says D, all the above in one. Now, again, we're diving into a conversation I think we've had before of more cosplay iterated stuff. But again, that does come into the world of the replicas that don't exist in the market. just like the ZF1 from The Fifth Element. I mean, come on. If you saw one of those in airsoft form, you would lose your shit. uh, it just, especially if it fired airsoft BBs in different manner of forms all throughout the ZF1. Like you got the grenade launchers, you got the tri-barrel shotgun load, you got the standard AEG. It would be a feat of engineering greatness, but it would be really cool. Just imagine myself walking out and unloading, holding a guitar case at the same time. I. The thing is all these things could potentially be made, but again, heavy modification. I'm trying, you know, we're in the realm of let's just buy it. You know, let's skip over the let's make it. Let's just buy it. That's what this one is getting into, which again, that would be cool. It would be an expensive replica. Oh man, and I bet loading it would be easy. Get hit CQB with a launched net. Again, back to the ZF1. Yep. Yeah. I don't think that'd be allowed in an airsoft field. It would be awesome though. Oh man, that would be funny. Ooh. Actually, I already have. When he said guitar case gun, I already thought of Echo One micro gun, putting it in a guitar case, rewiring the trigger to go through the handle at the top. Yeah, and you just got to open it to refill it. Easy, done. Extended barrels, all that modification. But now I'm not saying we're getting close to the end here, but now that we got some more peoples in here, let's really get the conversation started. I was more thinking realistic in my choice, but my number one replica, and let's get this going because it might spark conversation amongst the rest of you or other ideas. Mine is actually a real deal. It is in purpose now. It is the new XM250 by Sig Sauer. It is the new belt-fed LMG for the U.S. Army. We already have replicas of the new U.S. Army sidearm, which is the Sig Sauer M17 or M18. No, M17. Yes, M17 or M27, I believe, is the military designation. I don't remember. I could be getting it wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. But you guys know which one I'm talking about. We also have the SIG MCX rifle in replica form, which I believe, if I got this correct, that is the new rifle for the U.S. Army. But we all know I'm an LMG guy. And the XM250 is a new LMG. It's new caliber, all that jazz. But it's got a reciprocating barrel. Put that in an airsoft form, even add the reciprocating barrel just for fun. I don't care if there's extra stuff that could break. I want it. I want it. Like, who wouldn't rock that? For real. An LMG airsoft replica with a reciprocating barrel. It's easily done. Easily done. It could be easily done. Cheap? No. Would it be expensive? Way yes. So much yes, it would be expensive. Oh, well, happy birthday, DJ's a better half. Enjoy your dinner, DJ. It is all good. Understandable. But yes, happy birthday to your better half. And we send the well wishes that way. But yes, back to what I was saying. XM250. I mean, most of the box mags, you would just have to change out the a little bit of sizing for box mags that already exist through like A&K and Cybergun and stuff. Dummy rounds would have to be kind of shifted. But I'm pretty sure internally, and with the way that the weapon system is designed, you could easily house a 249 style gearbox with the short type motor, rear wire it even. You could easily rear wire the thing. No worried about trying to stuff a weird sized battery in a weird spot or putting it next to the barrel or buying things to change it to rear wire and all that stuff. Like I'm going through right now. But yeah, like in the design of itself already exists for like a super easy, like even if you take out the reciprocating barrel and just have, the look and appearance. Done. Dude, like even rocking that, like that is a looker. It is a looker. It really is. Trust me. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and Google XM250 and look at it. There's a video of them it being shown off by the military. It's a beaut. It is a beaut. um, have a good night, DJ. Stop getting smacked in the back of the head. Do what you're supposed to. um, but yeah, I think that it's not only is it another advancement in real steel world, but it would be another advancement in replicas for airsoft. I feel, and like you could easily, or you could just not even put a it's even housed enough that you could just even put a version 2 gearbox in it. Like, no joke. Just a version 2 gearbox. It would work. It really would. I think it is prime replica making opportunity with that system. What else do we got? Do we got any other suggestions that have popped up into the chat? The Quigley gun. Quigley, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. I think you could essentially make it or piece it together in some way, shape, or form, though. If not, then yes, definitely a good choice. What do we got? 45 to 110 Sharps rifle. Yeah, that would also be a good one, Cutter. 100% agree. 100% agree. Honestly, I mean, again, a lot of this can harken back to cosplay related stuff or things related to movies, but I feel like the market of usable airsoft guns that exist in replica form, like the M1A pulse rifle from Aliens, or the Chrono Blaster, which is a Halo replica. Those I don't think should be sold as is because they don't function on a full level. They're bits, bobs, and ends that don't work right or don't feel right or just casings. And it makes it more complicated to use. I think if they redesigned those things and sold them on the market as a fully functional all-in-one package, like even with accessories, and marketed it properly, pushed it properly, sold it properly, it would make so much more money. Because I know a few people who have gotten a pulse rifle or seen people unbox them and seen how it's set up. Yes, it's based on the prop itself was based on a Thompson, and it's built on a Thompson frame for the replica. But the way that you load magazines and you got to put the batteries in for the counter and all that stuff, it's complicated. It's stupid. And if you have to reload and you want to use it in game and reload, you have to take a cover off, prevent a 9-volt battery from falling out, then change out the magazine. It's not practical. I don't feel it is a fieldable airsoft replica. I think it is a wall hanger at best without modification in such. What? I saw the comment, Ghost, and what? 2 seconds. I don't think I know what you're talking about. Ooh. Dar. Make sure I'm spelling this right. Okay. It's a rifle? Oh. 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 Now I know. Um. Okay. Now, what Ghost just put in the chat. The Horizons Lord rifle. A 950, yeah. According to what I just pulled up here, this thing is 1,000 millimeters for barrel length. 1,000 millimeters. Wow. Okay. It's now. I think that would be a one that would be sold like a Barrett, as they are now. When you get it, the box is not as big as you think it's gonna be because it comes in pieces. uh, a 950 millimeter one. I think it would have to probably be different weighted, different sized BBs. It would have to be proprietary. I mean, if you're doing 6 millimeters out of that, either that or the cylinder would have to be really long. Or your compression's got to be spot on. Like, there's a lot of factors in one that long for airsoft. I would be interested to see it. I really would. I think it would be a damn interesting airsoft rifle to pull out on the field. It'd probably be a spring bolt action sniper, because it is bolt action. It is a single round fire. But with a 950 millimeter, I think that's the only way it would really work. Like, affordable wise, and for affordability, and for functionality, it'd have to be a spring. Could be like AEG, no. Gas blowback, probably you could. HPA tap, definitely. But yeah, that would be a spring or an HPA. For sure. For sure. It's oof. We all know that FPS goes up when you increase barrel length. We all know that your range goes up when you increase barrel length. But could you imagine the reach out and touch with a 6 millimeter BB with a 950 millimeter barrel? Like, there's a side of me that it could be done. It could be done. There's a lot of engineering that would have to go into making that barrel, or you'd have to custom order it. Could it be welded together and reformed and shaped? Yes. Oh yeah, you could definitely pull it off with CO2. CO2, outside of pistols, I don't really think of CO2 much. I really don't. I know a lot of mods with rifles and HPA tanks with CO2 stuff can be done and purchased, but CO2 I primarily relegate to like pistols and stuff. It's not one I think about with rifles too often, because even when you get like a Wolverine HPA CO2 kit, because I've looked into it, and you put the biggest CO2 cartridge in it, like, it's not really gonna last a whole day even. You're definitely gonna have to reload it, and if you have to reload your CO2 tank on the field, pooh, buddy. Yes, Jason. I know there's a CO2 kit for your Barrett, and I know there's a lot for other ones too. It's just not one that crosses my mind very often outside of, like I said, for pistols. Just also for, having a sidearm that'll work in colder climates. Cutter, some different guns from different animes look like they might be cool. Agreed. Some anime anime stuff has been made in replica form. There's that pink. I can't remember what it's called exactly. There's a pink pistol. Stitch got one for his old lady. For Kaylee, I can't remember what it is, but it came from some anime. It was super popular when it dropped. But yeah, there's been a few of those made. I agree. I think anime is also a really good market for stuff like that because you tapped on it, you got it. Now it's in my brain. Anime wise, the pistol from Trigun, Vash the Stampede's pistol, that I would love in an airsoft. Oh man, that would be so cool. So cool. Vorpal Bunny. That's it. That's it. Thank you, Cutter. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Vorpal Bunny. Yes, that is the one. That is the one. That's the pink one I was talking about. But yeah, I highly recommend like the one I said from anime wise, Vash the Stampede from Trigun. His revolver. Not only does it look sick, but I think as an airsoft gun it would pull off excessively well. If it was full metal, man, that thing would be heavy. Because it's big. That's a chonky, rectangular, long barrel. But it would just look so good. So good. That's a good one. That is a good one. Fortunately, a large chunk of what I would really like to see in airsoft, especially when it comes to like outside of the anime or movie or sci-fi realm, a large chunk of the stuff that I would actually like have on my list and want to get pretty much already exists. It's just in what type of shape, form, creation, plastic, metal type thing, guts, internals that it encompasses. And here's one on the list that I've said a few times. It's not the number one because the XM250 will currently right now be the number one until it comes out. But a lefty M4. Seriously. I still say, and I've said this before and I will keep on saying it until somebody does it. You can make ambidextrous stuff all day long, but they exist, can be made. Do a lefty M4 replica. A lefty M4. Even when the ejection port's on the other side, on the left, and everything's reversed, it's an untapped market. There are lefties out there. I am a lefty rifle shooter. I would love to have one. I would pay for it. I really would. Full price. I've emailed Lancer about this. Wasn't asking for nothing for free. I told them flat out if they made one, I would buy it. Like the second it dropped, I would buy it. I really would. That is one replica for sure that I would drop money on in a heartbeat. You make me a lefty M4, you have my business. Have my business. It literally would just have to flip everything. That's the only thing. Well, not everything. For the most part, internally, I think you could run the same. It's just access to the hop-up chamber would be on the other side. So hop-up adjustment would be reversed. So if you're rolling up to adjust hop-up, you would roll down. Or vice versa. Good luck finding an upper. They do exist. They do exist. I have seen it done. It's rare. They don't like, they are in the market. Companies make them. They really do. Otherwise, for the most part, you have to take it to Smith's and they can get the parts and make them. But it can be done. It has been done. If you can make a side-by-side M4 with 2 barrels, you can make a lefty. Seriously. It's something that I could prattle on about for days. A lefty scar. Ooh. Mm. Lefty scar. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Now, okay. I learned to shoot right. I have heard that so many times. I have heard that so many times. I'm a lefty, but I learned to shoot right. Or, nope, you just need to learn how to shoot right. Stop being a lefty. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Again, something I've also addressed in other videos. When it comes to shooting and accuracy, eye dominance is key. Super key. So if you're a left eye dominant, you need to shoot left-handed, which means you're not shooting wrong. You are shooting right. The only wrong ways of shooting is that holding shit sideways stuff. Like, you know, the gangster movies bullshit. But lefties, it's not that they're shooting wrong. It's they're shooting on eye dominance. And sometimes people have no choice but to do so. So I still, it's an untapped market. And the airsoft market is big and small at the same time. And the side specific market, even in real steel, is very small. So if they can do lefty stuff in real steel, they can do it in airsoft. So do it in airsoft. Trust me, I know how to shoot on the right. I really do. But my right eye is not as good as my left eye. So I shoot on the left. And, like I said, ambidextrous controls are cool. That's a big reason why I'm a huge fan of H&K's, ergonomics and ambidextrous controls, because, like I said, I'm a lefty when it comes to shooting rifles. Like, I'm right-handed for everything else. But when it comes to shooting, it's left eye dominance. When I shoot pistols, I shoot right-handed. Like, it's a weird dichotomy. But having that setup where it is set up for that side that you primarily shoot from, it just adds that air of comfort. It just adds that, more subtle, I'm good with this. It's just one of those things where it's the small stuff, the small little things that matter. It's prime example of relation to this. Ergonomically, I don't like Glocks because of how their handguards are built. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's my personal opinion. It's how it feels. Now, shooting a rifle that is made for a right-handed person on the left side naturally always feels wrong. It's kind of like the same thing. A Glock just feels wrong. So, if you made something that was more ergonomic, it'd feel better. A lefty rifle, it would feel better. It's that little things, little touches, tiny little touches. And Ghost, I think you're saying thank you because you agree with me, and I'm glad that somebody else also agrees with this. And I know I'm not the only one. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. But untapped market, man. Untapped market. You don't have to make a whole line. Lancer, Echo, anybody, any manufacturers that may potentially see this and actually take this criticism with any sort of grain of salt. You don't have to make a whole line of rifles in different lengths and everything. You can make one. One. That's just a lefty setup in a carbine length. One. And it'll sell. I guarantee it will sell. Even if you're going to have it in a collector's market, because even people who shoot all their replicas on the right side will want in their collector's market just to add it to their collection because it's different. Because they can hang it the opposite direction to make things look different. In the actual airsoft use market, I got a feeling it will go gangbusters. There is a left-handed chunk out there that is... And I got friends who are lefties. And those, like Jason, you said you're a lefty. Yeah, SMGs feel wrong because of arm position. But Jason, you said you're a lefty. I guarantee that you can have this gripe of being a lefty throughout everything of scissors, can openers, all that stuff is made for right-handed people. Right? And I know in the airsoft world, there are those lefties that are the same way. What do we got going on in here, Ghost? I have lean on my left eye no matter what. So I've taught myself to lean more and using my right hand. But a lefty would work so much easier. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. I understand that. Notebooks. That I have seen throughout the years of other left-handed people in notebooks where their hands are covered in graphite dust from pencils because they have to write the other way. Like, I get where you're coming from with that, dude. I've seen it. And like I said, I got a bunch of friends over the years that are lefties too. I know what that your little complaint on notebooks. I've heard it before. I've seen it. The dirtiness when you're writing with pencil or if you're writing with pen, it smudges easily. Bro, that's got to be a struggle. That has got to be a struggle. Years ago, I broke my right hand and my hand was in a cast. And I literally could like play video games, but the cast, I could move this much of these two fingers and I could move my thumb, right? So I could barely hold pencils and stuff. It was really hard for me to write at the time. There was a big bulbous chunk in the cast right here. And at that point in time, I actually had to try doing a lot of stuff left-handed, especially writing. And that notebooks line, dude, I get it. I understand it. I've been there. I've had that. Like, not only can I not write with my left hand, but writing and dealing with notebooks and that. Oh, dude, that sucked. That sucked so bad. Don't break your hand, especially if it's your dominant one. That's something I could do just for days. But yeah, lefty rifles. Like, I think right now on the market, the only thing that I've seen that is completely 100% pretty much lefty friendly entirely in pretty much all of its function is that new shotgun that came out. That gas shotgun that fires like 5 or 10. I can't remember who makes it off the top of my head right now. I really want it. And it takes AEG magazines. It's a bullpup. Bullpup has the idea of essentially being the most ambidextrous platform on the planet. It's just nobody's designed one good enough. That one kind of looks like it's pretty solid. It might be. I haven't picked one up yet. I really want to. I want to buy one. I even just want to check it out. Like, just hold it. If I can't afford it, because I know it's expensive. But, yeah. And yeah, and Jason, that is 100% correct. It is predominantly a right-handed world. Um, it is definitely an interesting way to look at stuff, that there's not more things out there to cater towards left-handed people. You would think it would be more of an even split. Yeah, it's. I know. Is it G&G? Believe. Yeah, yeah. I think that sounds about right. But you did. Yeah, it's like the new super cool shotgun thing that like everybody was like, this is awesome because it takes AEG mags and it fires 10 BBs at a time if you want, like a true shotgun spread. But well, I think we're gonna start wrapping things up here, guys. We had I think, a successful, delightful conversation about replicas that don't exist that should in most of our minds, or idea boxes that we would actually spend money on. Some practical and some not. Some from movies, TVs, and sci-fi, and some real world adaptations. And that, I think, most of us in Airsoft kind of go for. They want the replica experience. They want to be able to look at the stuff from movies and TV shows, and also from, like, stuff they see on news or things like that, and real world adaptation type things, where they just want to, do the cosplay thing and play some Airsoft as best as possible. So, any Airsoft manufacturers out there, guys, pay attention. Listen to your markets. Stop making the same thing over and over again and just changing the guts, which I appreciate it. And I know we all appreciate it. Advancements in MOSFETs and things are cool, but give us things that aren't there. Give us, I think I could end this in saying, I think the one thing that we all can agree on in the Airsoft community is one thing that we don't have in the world of Airsoft even is something completely unique. Something that none of us have seen before. A complete design that hits all the ergonomic notes and all the functionality notes of a truly good, just unique, custom designed Airsoft gun. An Airsoft replica that is unlike anything that exists on the face of the planet, that is just unique to Airsoft. So, it's just like, think outside the box. Create new and exciting visions and ideas that would be appealing to Airsofters, that hit all the notes of any sensibility that might be that's just cool. Because that's what 90% of everybody says, that 90% of Airsoft is looks. So make something that's a head turner. Make something that's different. Make something that's unique, or make something that somebody hasn't thought of, or is going to think of. Like, just go outside the box and make it affordable. And I guarantee it will sell. It's not much from a small creative YouTube creator with, not a whole lot of following. But, guys, if you listen to your customer base, when I say I guarantee it will sell, if you create something completely unique and different, it will. Because people are always out to stretch that. That looks weird. Sure. Why not? So, thank you guys for joining in this conversation. Thank you for doing the homework and coming with some ideas of stuff that isn't there that you think should be. And, hopefully someday all of our wishes, ideas, and dreams come true, and some Airsoft manufacturing company just makes all the wacky, wild, and crazy shit that we want. Wouldn't that be nice? So hopefully someday it happens. But, guys, thank you again for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you amazing, beautiful, wonderful people for coming here, liking the videos, hitting that bell icon, and sharing everything. Make sure to keep doing that and keeping our subscriber numbers growing to that 1,000 sub goal. Don't forget to go pick up your tickets to Operation Shadowlands on September 28th in Charleston, South Carolina at Charleston Airsoft. And until next time, guys, like I always say, never ever forget your battle cry.